Hey guys, this is CasualNerdHammer.net, and here we are with a battle report for Kings of War 3rd Edition. It's been a long time. I'm playing my good friend Alan Beener from Nerdhammer, who, well, I guess the last tournament he was in, the last GT, was Best of the Rest at Masters, and he did very well there. I think he had some terrible sports scores, which is crazy for Beans, as I affectionately call him. He's like one of the nicest guys on the planet. He just brings really good lists, and he thinks about this game a lot. So it might rub people the wrong way because he is intense when he plays, but aren't we all? Or maybe not all, I don't know. Anyway, so I started screenshotting this a bit late. This is after my turn 1 and the start of his turn 2, so I'm just going to run through the list real quick. For the herd that Alan is playing, he has some 3 in here, 1, 2, I guess. Oh, yeah, and there's a regiment somewhere. I don't know what happened to the regiment. Is that the regiment, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Horde of Spirit Walkers, who have the Brew of Haste. That's a very deceptive unit because they do have Wild Charge D3. So you're looking at a movement 7, a speed 7 unit that has the extra D3 on top, 14. That could be a 17-inch charge. They're very very surprising and have Pathfinder. So you got to really be careful where those guys are at all times. He has 3 unit of Harpies, some Lycan here. His Lycan, he has a regiment. And I don't know. I don't see his regiment on here. I wonder if did I kill them? I don't think I killed them. That's weird. Maybe his list changed since the one I have here. Beast of Nature back here. Another Beast of Nature over here. He has a Druid, 2 Druids. The Druids have a heal, I believe. Shroud of the Saint, so that gives them an extra bigger heal. They both have Bane Chant. He has Moonfang in here behind the Spirit Walkers. And let's see. I guess this unit here must be his Troop of Lycan. They don't have anything on them. One horde has Chalice of Wrath. The other one has Dwarven Ale. And then he has a regiment of Brave Striders here with the Blade of Slashing, just to give them a little extra chance. So my list is a Kingdom of Men's list. I have 3 regiments of Spear Phalanx, 2 Foot Guard hordes. They both have Crushing Strength 1 and Indomitable Will. Really like Indomitable Will on those because for 10 points, if you get that lucky waiver, some crazy stuff happens. You still get those 25 Crushing 1 attacks back that are hitting on 3s. It's an absolutely great ability. I don't think it's something you want to put army wide, but definitely on your key units especially that have so many attacks like the Foot Guard do. I have 1 regiment of Fanatics and then 2 troops of Fanatics, as you see there. I also have a unit of Knights that have the Boots of Striding. I have 3 Winged Generals. Pretty much typical setup. I have one with Blade of Slashing, one with Mace of Crushing, and one with the Trickster's Wand. This guy here is the one with the Trickster Wand. I kept him a little bit more central so that I can just cast Hex on the Druids. I know they're going to be healing. I know they're going to be Bane Chanting, so I just wanted to make that a bad situation for them, especially because I have 3 heroes on horses. What are they called? Yeah, I think they are just called Hero. Hero on a horse. So, the Druids, they're like, 9, 11, 10, 12, something like that. If they have to cast a spell and they get 2 successes, that's 4 wounds on them already. A hero going in with 3 attacks, you roll in a nerve check. I absolutely love these heroes for 65 points. They're absolutely insane, as I think people are starting to realize or have realized for a while. And I've been away from the scene for a little bit, so I'm just trying to get back in, and it seems like these are the things that seem to be a little bit popular. And then I have the BSB with the loot, of course, which is like an auto include. So this was after my first turn, shuffling around, just trying to give him real bad charges, poor situations, like right here where the Spirit Walkers can't see my left side. I'm trying to just hold this left side up while I deal with this right side with some fancy positioning. I love that the Knights are in the woods with the Boot of Striding because I do have an obstacle here. Just trying to keep him at range. He's doing the same with me. So I'm taking this opportunity to fly my 1 general up here to loop around and really start to threaten this side. So this kind of puts a timer on what he has to do over here, and I'm on a timer on this side because, I need to hold things up here. I did give his harpies. The harpies were in the woods here. They were able to see my fanatics. I really didn't mind that. Like, yeah, bring your harpies in. I'm going to kill them. It's going to be another turn until you charge in. You have to clear phalanx or the fanatics. I kind of wish I had some support over here as far as like inspiration goes, but either way, I mean, a Horde of Lycan going into the fanatics, they're going to pop them. A general going in might not pop them. So we'll see. Oh, and we're playing loot, by the way. That's why the 3 loot counters are across the middle. So this is the start of his first turn. So on his first turn, his harpies come in. He positions as such. The harpies come in. I need a sip of beer. Do 5 wounds to the fanatics. They have their fearless 15. So that's going to be an easy countercharge here to clean up the fanatics and decide how I want to arrange to try to pin this side down a little bit. His Lycan are not going to be able to do any fancy nimble pivots to the south because there's really nothing with the building there. There's nothing really to go around. So I feel like I have some time on this side, and that's going to help me, in the center here more. So we go into my turn 2, and I do take the counter charge here. I put the phalanx into the flank and move the fanatics back in. That's going to make short work of the harpies, and I'm completely protected because his hill is height 3, so his Bray Shaman can't see him. They're out of the arc of the harpies, so that feels pretty good there. I do move over this general a little bit to put some things in line of sight over here. I think that's 9 inches. I can't remember for sure. I do take the hero into the Lycan. That's just I believe there's a situation where if a hero does do a wound to you, then you cannot treat the individual as yielding. I don't know if that was FAQ'd, but that's kind of how we've been playing it, because that's the way it reads in the book, that as long as you're not disordered, you individuals are yielding, but if the units... So that's what I'm trying to do there, just make his charges a little harder. And then if he decides to go around it anyway, this guy, the hero's eyeing up the druid. So over here it's just more shuffling. I decided to take this gap here with the foot guard, and I have my troop, out in front here. So what I do, I actually end up going into the flank here because with the hero, just because I know he's not going to strike back. He's not going to countercharge. He's not going to waste his time. And if he does, and his units are stuck there, then I'm moving up and I'm going to, hit with my second wave. This ends up kind of being a little bit of a mistake. And for reasons, I just missed it. Like, I placed my general this way, like turned him starting to face down the lines. I gave his general, or his beast, whatever the hell these things are, beast of nature. I gave him the ability to go into my foot guard if he wants to slide in there. I would have a counter charge with my general, and I'd probably be able to make short work of him, especially with them with crushing strength 1. I could always move the BSB over and make it crushing 2. So just kind of setting up a little trap there, and Beans definitely doesn't take it. I also even gave him the flank of the troop here, but he does not go into there either, knowing that there would be a major counter charge coming. Next up, let's see. Knights, I just kind of position back because I'm definitely outranged here. I really just need them as a second line. So yeah, that's the way my turn 2 shaped up. And so that's after combat. Of course, I do that. I position as such. I think I positioned these that possibly his Lycan in general couldn't fit there. I can't remember. if I was thinking that or not. But the hero on a horse actually does 1 wound to them and 2 wounds up there. Look at that. They just swinging away. Hey, every wound counts, right? So yeah, moving on to Bean's turn 2. So yeah, he flies in here. General probably makes short work of them. Let's see, they need 10 right now to pop. So he gets like 7 attacks. If half of them hit, 8. Might be kind of tough. I don't know. We'll see how he rolls. I don't have an inspiring on them. So that's unfortunate. But if I would have had a general over or something, it might have been a better situation. But really, I was just trying to hold up. I'm starting to fan out a little bit. Look at the threats. I'm just trying to give him bad situations. You know, he doesn't want to go full into the phalanx with the spirit walkers. You know, if he does take the troop, you know, big deal. I got the counter punch coming. Just trying to give him as many terrible options as possible. So what happens up here on the right when the hero does not obviously pop the fearless Lycan. Wait, they're not fearless. Yeah. They actually have to move an inch away, and that put their front arc able to see my general over there. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. And they do have Pathfinder, so they're coming in their full strength. We'll see how that goes. And so they do 9 damage, 9 wounds, and they waver my general. Not exactly what Beans was thinking, and not exactly what I was thinking. As soon as I hit that waver, I was like, wow, that's really good, because my troop of fanatics are in the rear, and they only need to roll 1 on their wild charge, and they have D3. So, yeah, that's awesome. Even though they will be hindered, it's still what is it, 12, 24, 36 attacks, hitting on 4s, so it should be enough to get them. And for a real cheap, troop of fanatics is beautiful. His general, or his beast of nature, just flies down here to get rid of that side. I don't think he's like conceding this flank, but he's realizing that I'm setting up for turn 3 and turn 4, later turn type play, and he figures, well, it's time for him to do that too. And especially with the fanatics in the flank, I think he's thinking that he's going to end up losing his Lycan horde over there. And even the Brays counter-charging trooper fanatics, you can have them all day. So his Lycan horde goes into the front of my phalanx here, only does 3 wounds. He pushes up aggressively with the spirit walkers, and they take off my other troop of fanatics. Totally okay with that. He ends up, let's see, Harpies end up going into my foot guard and doing 3 wounds. Only 5 wounds here, and the phalanx hold their 13-15. So yeah, that worked out. The other fanatics do get popped by the general, and he moves his druid over here, which is a good move. My hero can't see him. And of course, while I'm doing this, there's like 1,000 cars driving by today, so you probably hear that in the background. Okay, so my turn 3 at the end, I did take those troops into the rear. I picked up the Lycan horde, repositioned him as such to start this type of gambit. If he goes in there, countercharge. If he comes in here, countercharge. Feeling really good at the way it's going here. It's unfortunate my general, I probably should have moved back. I think I forgot to do that. So I moved my other general up to help support, and then I just throw my hero on a horse into the rear of his beast to stop him from flying, and I do 1 wound. These little heroes are such a nuisance. Beans is like absolutely hates them. What else do I do? Okay, so I move my phalanx up, and then I take the flank charge on his Lycan horde with the knights and pop them. I popped my potion here. Yeah, I did pop my potion here so that I probably shouldn't even done it there. Maybe I didn't do it there. I might have just took that charge and took because it was going to be 32 attacks into the flank of a unit that is 12, 14, so 36 divided by half. I don't have Thundering Charge. I think I Bane Chanted them. Yeah, I may not have popped the boots there. I can't remember. My spears go back into the Brays, the Spirit Walkers, and do 7 wounds. I ended up hexing I ended up hexing her, which she ends up taking 4 wounds for because she definitely needed the Bane Chant on them the next turn. I Bane Chanted my boys here, and they do 4 wounds to the Lycan, so they're holding them up, but they're not long for this world, that's for sure. So Beans with the counter. So he doubles up. This was actually pretty good. So Moonfang's here. He ends up going into the flank of my Foot Guard, and his Bray Shaman and his Harpies also go into this unit. So this I didn't really foresee coming because actually my troops are like just in a bad position up there. He sends his Druid in and actually does a wound to my general, which was annoying. I think she actually ends up wavering him. Yeah, it actually ends up wavering him. And what else happens? So he moves his beast into the woods so that he can start seeing things. His other beast goes into the flank of the Phalanx unit. Like I said, they're not long for this world after this combat. The Druid did cast, and she took 4 damage for the Hex and wavered up there. So wound-wise, hey, they stuck. 10, 13, 14, 15, and they're 21, 23. So they did stick, and even with the Dominable Will, so that went better than I anticipated. I think Moonfang had to... I think he was considered hindered because of that wall there. There was no other way he could get around everybody. That works out really well. That sets up some great charges for me. On the left side, this has been working, right? Like, I'm going into my turn 4, and I was able to hold up these guys for 2 turns with definitely cheaper units. And then in the center here, the other Phalanx unit does get picked up by the Bray Shaman. That's okay. I do have counter charges and things I can do. There's the waver up there because of the stupid Druid. So here are my charges. I decided to take my general into his beast. This is the general with the hexing wand. He was up here by this Druid. And I take my paladin in just to help out, my hero. Let's see. Oh, and then they wavered here, of course. He has 7 wounds, got wavered. My Foot Guard do go in with... I didn't even think I... Crushing... Yeah, I didn't even Bane Chant them. My Knights also went into the flank. This is where I think I used the boots. I actually recenter where this guy is because he was accidentally over there. I turned my Phalanx around to face this mess. My general went in, put 8 wounds on the Striders. The Will guys go back in, or not the Will guys, but the Foot Guard go back into Moonfang. And unfortunately, this guy's wavered, so I put my other Paladin into the Druid. And I thought I popped Moonfang here. We'll have to see next turn. And I put my other Paladin in, did another wound there. I did. No, I didn't pop Moonfang. Wow. Huh. Oh, Moonfang actually had a lot of damage done to him. But he passed his nerve roll, and then he regened almost every single wound. So that was disastrous. Over here, he gets a heal off on his Beast of Nature. His Druid has 4 wounds on her. I gotta go back one picture. Oh, so I did 7 wounds on him and didn't waver him, and then he got 6 wounds back. So his Harpies fly into the rear of my Foot Guard and pick them up. They didn't have too many wounds left, so I knew that was going to happen. So that wasn't terrible. His general came into the rear, and Moonfang turned around, and his Lycan got into the front of my Knights, and they weren't long for this world either. He's regenerating wounds. Now things are getting a little sticky. I mean, I still got some muscle, but I'm dealing with this wavered general up here. What are those? His Brave Striders go back into my general, do 3 wounds to him, but he's okay. It's getting crazy. So my turn 5. I decide to make the long charge with the Foot Guard into his general. this was kind of twofold. I wanted to get towards this loot counter, and with this big horde, I thought it was a very, very quick way that I could do that, and also take his general out because I know they would have enough to kill him. So I do that, and then reface them. I figure Oh yeah. So instead, I flip my general over and pick up the loot counter. This gives me an opportunity to try to hold this loot counter down and see where this all ends up on this side. Because let's see, his harpies have a loot counter here, and this general up in the right, he won't be wavered on turn 5 here, so he flies into the flank, picks them up. Now I got 2 loot counters at turn 5, so that's feeling a lot better. Feels like the tables are turning, and now I have this heavy unit that can definitely take the Lycan if the Lycan try to make a move for my general. Just kind of letting him decide where he wants to go. I've spin my phalanx around again because he has a loot counter, so he needs to get one back, right? So how's he going to do it? If his general flies into my general and kills him, I do have counters here. And this kind of phalanx is to protect in case... Whoa, I didn't know I could zoom in. In case these Lycans somehow get a hold of this loot counter, I have a rear charge or a front charge, just trying to like kind of pincer him in there, pinch him in. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, I think I'm still zoomed out here. All right, there we go. So next turn, what happens? That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this played out. So I start to push up here. I think he turned around. Is this my 6? Yeah, this is my 6. So he turned around with his Lycan. Somehow I pushed around him. His beast ends up killing my general, picking up a token. Where's that other token? Or yeah, he had to drop this token to go in to kill my beast to pick up the other token. He faced the Lycan, figured the fight is going to be here. I don't know why I swung around with these guys. This part I'm not really sure what exactly happened. I'm still fighting his Druid up there, but he does have 1 loot counter here. I have a loot counter here with my general, who was there, so he must have killed... I think he just flew over and picked it up. Yeah, I think he flew in and picked it up because he had to drop it to make sure that he can get this. I think he drops this one so that his Lycan can pick it up, something like that. So my troops go into his... yeah, my troop goes in, I don't know, they regen boon something. He goes back with the Lycan, kills him, and now we're looking at whether or not we're going to go into a turn 7, and of course we roll and go into a turn 7. So what I do is I take my general I drop the marker, bring these guys back so they can pick up the marker. I flip the general into the rear of the Lycan unit, pop them, and then all I can do is turn and face this general with my 1 loot counter. It's bottom of turn 7. His general goes in. I have 3 wounds on his Beasts of Nature go in. I have 3 wounds. All I need for him to do is not a ton of wounds. He has like 7 attacks. He ends up doing 4 wounds. So I'm at 7 damage. I'm 14, 16. So he needs 9 or better twice. And of course he rolls it and kills it. Picks up the 3rd loot counter. And that is the game. It was an awesome game. I'm still of the old school. I think turn 7 kind of sucks. Like, I hate loot. I haven't won a turn 7 game since I started rolling for turn 7. I know it's about preparation and being ready for it and da-da-da-da. Well, what I feel is like you have a 50% chance to lose the game almost every single time. And I hate playing a hard-fought game and playing a game that you're constantly looking at every single move matters, every single inch matters, and you're playing that way for 6 solid straight turns, and everything's going your way, and then one single die roll changes it all, and you're like, oh, okay, great. Thanks for playing. I think it's a really bad part of the game. Other than that, I think third edition is absolutely awesome. I would hate to see I hate to see the turn 7 thing in tournament play, but I don't want to I don't want to harp on that too much. It seems a little bit too much luck. Like you're so strategic in the way you move and the way you plan, and you know you got 6 turns. And yes, I get there are certain advantages of going first, blah blah blah. But when it comes down to big swings like that, because at the end of a game, when you think about it, it's not 2,300 points on 2,300 points anymore. It's a very limited amount of points. There's a very small amount of points, and those are big swings. Bigger than they would be, first turn when you have 2,300 points left. But all in all, it's a great game. Absolutely loving Kingdoms of Men. I think this is going to be my army. I think a variation or similar to this list is what I'll be running once GTs start back up. God forbid, once freaking COVID's over. Probably sometime around election. And and that's it. Yeah, I'm excited to start getting games again. I think we need to get out and game and be around people. I think that's truly, truly important for us. And yeah, let's get it back on. Let's get this going. I'm back in Pennsylvania. I'm back with my boys. I'm back to Kings of War, and there's gonna be a lot more stuff coming. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful, awesome day.